Shea here. Welcome to another episode of Dylan's Disney Movie Reviews. It's Thanksgiving, and it's time to move on to the next film in the Tinkerbell franchise. Released to DVD and Blu-ray on October 12th, 2012, the movie is... Secret of the Wings. The movie opens with a narration from Queen Clarion.
If you had wings to lift you, and the second star your guide, you'd find a place where all the seasons flourish side by side. Yet past the summer meadow and beyond the autumn wood lies an icy land of secrets, a world misunderstood. But if your mind is open and your heart just has to know, your wings can take you farther than you ever thought you'd go.
In Tinker's Nook, the Tinker Fairies are making snowflake baskets for the snowy owls to take to the winter woods. Tinkerbell, voiced once again by Mae Whitman, wonders what the winter woods is like.
I mean, wouldn't you want to go into the winter woods?
Oh, we wouldn't last a day in that cold. Besides, I'm afraid of glaciers.
Glaciers?
They're known for their stealth. He's never actually seen one. You never do.
The snowy owls then arrive and take the baskets to the winter woods.
Oh, newcomer!
Final shipment order. Oh, goodness! They need 20 more baskets for tomorrow's pickup.
Tink still wonders what the winter woods is like. Suddenly, a bunny rabbit hops through Tinker's Nook and Tinkerbell stops it with her fishing pole.
Thanks, Tink.
No problem, Fawn.
Come on, little guy. It's still a long way to the winter woods.
Oh, you're taking the animals today?
Trying to. It's time for them to cross the border. But this little guy's a handful.
Hey, how about if I help?
So Tinkerbell helps Fawn, voiced once again by Angela Bartis, take the animals to the border, thinking she'll get to cross. However, Fawn tells her that only the animals cross since no warm fairies are allowed in the winter woods.
Just like winter fairies aren't allowed over here.
Who made up that rule?
I think it was the Lord of Winter.
Winter has a lord?
All right, guys. You ready?
So the animals cross. Then, while Fawn's trying to wake up a sleeping marmot, Tink crosses the border. Fawn then pulls Tinkerbell back across the border and sees her wings are frozen, so she takes her to a healing fairy voiced by Jodie Benson.
Okay, you're all warmed up. Let's test your wings.
Oh, sure.
Open. Close. And try a little flap. A flutter. Can you give me a flutter? Okay, well, I don't see anything unusual. Your wings appear to be fine.
Phew. But what about the sparkling?
Well, it must have been the light reflecting off the snow.
But
you should have never crossed the border. Winter's too cold for our warm fairy wings.
As Tink and her friends leave, she tells them that her wings are sparkling when she crossed the border.
But you heard her. It was just the light reflecting off the snow. No, it wasn't. They actually lit up. It was brighter than 1,000 fireflies. You saw it, didn't you, Fawn?
No.
You don't believe me?
No.
Look, you guys, it happened. It felt like
Like what?
Like The winter woods was calling me. You know?
Not really. Get the doctor.
So Tinkerbell goes to the library to get some answers. She finds a book about wings, but the page explaining the sparkling was eaten by a bookworm.
Oh no. Oh, thanks a lot. Okay. Sparkling wings. When most incredible, that the sparkle, there were two. Huh? That the sparkle, there were two. Two wings? 2 feet? To what?
So Tink asks a reading fairy voiced by Thomas Lennon if he knows anything about sparkling wings, but he doesn't because the bookworm ate that page. However, the keeper knows.
The keeper? Who's the keeper?
He writes the books. He is the keeper of all fairy knowledge.
That's perfect. Is he here? I have to talk to him.
I would give anything to talk to him. But you can't,
Why not?
because he's a winter fairy. In order to talk to him, you would have to go to the winter woods. And that's impossible. Your wings will freeze and... Chapter 16.
The winter woods.
So Tinkerbell makes herself some warm clothes, and as she's getting into a snowflake basket, Clank and Bobble, voiced once again by Jeff Bennett and Rob Paulson respectively, wonder why she's dressed so warm.
I'm going to the winter woods.
The winter woods? Psst. The winter woods?
Places everyone! The snowy owls. They're here. Bye.
Oh, but Tink, wait! You can't cross the border, Miss Bella. Your wings!
Don't worry. They're in my coat.
Does this have to do with the... the sparkling?
Yes. And there's somebody in winter who can tell me what it means.
A snowy owl, which happens to be the new one, then takes the basket with Tinkerbell inside and flies off to the winter woods.
Wow. I made it.
She then crash lands and loses the book. She finds it out in the open and tries not to be seen by the Winter Fairies. Suddenly, Lord Mallory, the leader of the Winter Fairies, voiced by former James Bond Timothy Dalton, then shows up.
Lord Mallory. And what happened here?
A bit of a bumpy landing. It's only a second drop-off.
As long as the basket made it, I'd say he did just fine. How was the crossing?
4 bunnies, 2 easels, and a marmot.
And they all crossed safely?
Yes. I met up with them on the north side.
The snowflakes are looking quite beautiful.
No two alike. We're actually exploring new patterns, while the 8-foot snowflakes are popular.
Lord Mallory then sees the book. Thinking it was left in a basket by mistake, he then has Sled, voiced by Matt Lanter, return it to the keeper. Tink follows him to the library. She enters and a frost fairy named Periwinkle, voiced by Lucy Hale, tells Dewey, also voiced by Jeff Bennett, that her wings were sparkling yesterday, and then she and Tink meet.
In all my years.
Your wings. They're sparkling. Like yours.
I've written about the sparkling, but I've never seen the sparkling with on the papers. Follow me.
Dewey takes Tinkerbell and Periwinkle into another room where they see a vision of when they were born. They were born of the same laugh, which means that they're sisters.
Yes, and your wings are identical. That is why they sparkle. Oh boy. Maybe you shouldn't do that.
Suddenly, Lord Mallory comes in and Dewey goes to see what he wants.
I'm right here, Lord Mallory.
Did you receive that wing book?
You know, once upon a time you'd stop by just to say hello and howdy do.
I'm sorry. Hello.
Howdy do?
Howdy do. This book has me worried. What if a warm fairy brought it here?
Well, that might be nice then, meeting a warm fairy. Especially one with such a good taste in the books.
It's too cold.
Well, maybe if they were wearing a coat. Or, you know, one of them little sweater vests. They're nice.
I'll remind you, crossing the border is forbidden.
There was a time when it wasn't.
The rule is there to keep the fairies safe. That will never change.
But
if a warm fairy comes here, you will send them back.
Of course.
Lord Mallory leaves and Dewey says Tink has to go home, but since he didn't say when, Tinkerbell and Periwinkle spend some time together.
You collect lost things too?
I call them found things.
I never knew I lost you till I found you. And I never guessed how close you are to me. Now I wanna throw my arms around you, tell 1,000 tales that will astound you. Everything about you tells me this was meant to be. Don't you see? I'm on your side. Let's take this ride. And together we're facing the world, doing things nobody's done before. And the great divide doesn't seem so wide.
Periwinkle then introduces Tinkerbell to her friends, Spike and Gliss, voiced by Debbie Ryan and Grey Delisle respectively.
She's,
Hi. Sisters? Well, I think it's fantastic. Wow, you two look exactly alike. I mean, except for your clothes and your hair. And Perry's a bit more pale. But your noses are very similar.
forget their noses. She's a warm fairy. In winter.
You're right. We gotta show her around. Oh. Let's take her ice sliding. Come on, Spike.
You are gonna love this. It sounds fun.
Yeah, great idea. Push the warm fairy down a hill of ice. Okay, well, wait for me, you guys.
Later that night, Periwinkle wonders what it's like in the warm seasons of Pixie Hollow. Tinkerbell then says that she could probably make it colder over there since she built a fire in winter.
Are you saying I could cross?
Yeah.
Oh, Tink. You could show me your world. I could meet your friends. Wait, do you think I could see a butterfly?
There's a pretty good chance.
Oh.
Suddenly, the fire causes the ice they're on to crack, sending them falling, but luckily Dewey comes by and saves them. He also tells them that Tinkerbell has to go home.
It's for your own good.
Tink then tells Perry to meet her there tomorrow. She then goes home where she tells Clank and Bobble and gets to work on something. Clank tells Tink's friends and she tells them about Periwinkle.
She's a frost fairy, and she's just amazing. I'm making this machine so she can come here and meet you all. And after that, we'll go straight to Queen Clarion.
Oh.
Have you thought this through? Hi, Queen Clarion. Meet the winter fairy I smuggled over the border.
When Queen Clarion hears how we found each other and that we're sisters, she'll change Lord Mallory's rule.
Oh, of course she will.
She'd never want you to be apart.
It's like you found the perfect lost thing.
And I'm never going to lose her.
They then finish the thing. The next morning at the border, Tink and Perry meet. Perry's friends bring over a big block of ice, and Clank and Bob will bring over the thing they were working on, and it's a snowmaker.
This is your ticket to the warm side of Pixie Hollow.
How does it work?
Guys?
Down here. Right. You might want to step aside for this part.
They are serious.
Snow! Wow. You did it! You actually did it!
Whew, it's cold.
They then take Periwinkle to the warm side of Pixie Hollow, where she meets Silver Mist, voiced once again by Lucy Liu, Iridessa, voiced once again by Raven Simone, Fawn, Vidya, voiced once again by Pamela Adlon, and Rosetta, voiced again by Megan Hilty, who gives Perry a flower.
It's called a periwinkle. Also,
Thank you. I'll keep it forever.
wow, look at that. It's Frost. She and her friends practice in the Frost Forest. You should see it.
Oh, you should see Tink on ice skates. She's a natural.
It's only because you had that lost thing.
She collects lost things too?
Yeah.
You guys are so alike.
I know.
Suddenly, Periwinkle becomes warm because the snowmaker's running out of ice, so they rush her back to the border where Lord Mallory shows up and helps her.
Lift your wings. Let the cold surround them.
So Perry's wings are fine, and Lord Mallory tells her and Tink that they can never see each other again.
Please don't do this. We belong together.
We're sisters. We were born of the same laugh.
All the more reason you should want to keep each other safe. Return home.
Come on, Tink. Let's go home.
No! Lord Mallory, your rule will not keep us apart.
Queen Clarion, voiced once again by Angelica Houston, then shows up and says that she made the rule, not Lord Mallory.
You should get deeper into the cold. Back to the north side of the mountain.
So everybody goes home, and Lord Mallory pushes the snowmaker into the river. Later on their respective sides of Pixie Hollow, Queen Clarion and Lord Mallory tell Tink and Perry why the rule exists.
Long ago, when Pixie Hollow was very young, two fairies met and fell in love. One of them was a winter fairy.
And the other was from the warm seasons. The two fairies were enchanted with each other, and every sunset they met at the border.
Where spring touches winter. But as their love grew stronger, they wished to be together.
And share each other's worlds. So they disregarded the danger and crossed.
One of them broke a wing, for which there is no cure.
From that day forward, Queen Clarion decreed that fairies must never again cross the border. And I agreed that our two worlds should forever remain apart.
And the two fairies?
What happened to them?
They had to say goodbye.
Tinkerbell then sees snow on the warm side, so she and Queen Clarion, along with Tink's friends and the season ministers, rush to the border where the snowmaker is causing it.
What happened? How did it get here?
Don't know, Miss Bell, but it's stuck real good.
Hey, and it's making that thing bigger by the minute!
Guys, down here! Come on!
Got it!
Okay,
All together! All together! Oh.
They manage to get it free, but now ice is spreading all over Pixie Hollow, which will eventually reach the pixie dust tree and kill it. And without pixie dust, fairies will never fly again. So the fairies get the animals to shelters. At Tinkerbell's house, she sees that the flower Periwinkle Frosted is still alive.
Perry.
In the winter woods, the pixie dust tree there has already stopped flowing. Tinkerbell then shows up.
Tinkerbell, are you okay? Why would you fly here?
I had to. Your jacket. Put on your jacket. Pixie Hollow's in trouble. There's a freeze moving in, and the pixie dust tree is in danger.
Oh, that explains it.
The pixie dust here, it already stopped flowing.
I think there's something you can do. Your frost. It kept the flower alive.
Oh, frost does that. It's like a little blanket. It tucks the warm air inside and keeps out the cold.
We could frost the pixie dust tree before the freeze hits it.
One question. What about our wings?
If it's a freeze, it'll be cold enough to cross.
Then what are we waiting for?
So they rush to the pixie dust tree where the fairies try to protect it by laying blankets along the branches, but it doesn't work because the wind blows them off.
Whoa. Tinkerbell?
Queen Clarion! They can help. Our frost. It covers like a blanket. It can protect the tree.
Do it.
So Perry and her friends begin frosting the tree. Unfortunately, the tree's too big, which means they'll never finish in time. But luckily, the rest of the winter fairies arrive to help.
Whoa. What's it?
Lord Mallory!
We've come to help.
Now, you didn't think I was gonna let you do this all by yourself, now, did you?
The tree should be our top priority, but any fairy we can spare should try to frost the other seasons.
Start at the freeze line and spread out to spring and summer. The rest of you, cover the tree.
They finish frosting the pixie dust tree and the other seasons as well. The warm fairies go into the tree for shelter while the winter fairies stand guard. After a while, the ice starts to thaw and the pixie dust tree survives as it starts flowing again.
What a beautiful sight.
It worked! It worked, Tinkerbell!
Oh, thank goodness.
We did it.
Tank then shows everybody that she broke her left wing.
When you flew to winter, that's why you fell.
Oh no.
Oh, Tinkerbell.
Tink. Why didn't you tell me?
We had to save the tree. Besides, there's no cure for a broken wing.
I'm so sorry.
This happened because we tried to keep you apart.
But never again. You belong together.
Tank and Perry then touch their wings together and a miracle happens. Tinkerbell's wing is fixed, and Queen Clarion and Lord Mallory are revealed to be the fairy lovers from the story.
Queen Clarion.
Why, I didn't know they were going to do the smoochy smoochity. Guess they're telling people now.
Later, after the ice has melted, the border opens for warm fairies as long as they get their wings frosted first.
Sorry. It's okay. Hey, little buddy.
Do we?
It's what my friends call me.
Wow! I love your work. I have so many questions for you.
Oh, okay, you can let go of my hand now.
Hi,
Hello there.
I'm Sled.
Oh my, that's perfect. Oh. I'm Rosetta.
Rosetta. That's beautiful.
Oh my.
You ready? Ready.
And that was Secret of the Wings. What did I think of it? I loved it! In the end, I give this movie a perfect rating of 5 gold stars. Well, that's it for Secret of the Wings. Be sure to join me tomorrow when I'll be reviewing the next film in the franchise. And if you enjoyed this video, then please tell your friends about me, leave some questions in the comments below, subscribe, and hit that like button.
I never knew I lost you till I found you, and I never guessed how close you were to me. And now I wanna throw my arms around you, tell 1,000 tales that will astound you. Everything about you tells me this was meant to be. Don't you see? I'm all
So, is it true that glaciers are stealthy?
You're sitting on one now, man.
Oh, sneaky glacier!